Welcome to my front yard. Normally, I'm in my sunroom with that brick wall behind me, but I've decided, hey, let's go outdoors and show the front of the house. It's an old brick house. It was built in 1939. Anyway, I'm recording here outside. There's street noises, like there's a car going by right now that I looked at for a second. There's a lot of construction in the neighborhood. This is the old urban core of Denver, so there's going to be interruptions. So what? Enjoy it. This two-part series is Things I've Learned. Well, I've been writing financial articles for over 10 years now, giving lectures, producing videos, obviously, like this. And I've learned a lot about dentists and what their good points and bad points are. As far as financially, the first thing I'd like to bring up is that dentists do not like to go to financial courses. Yes, I've been to a lot of the other financial gurus out there for dentists, and normally even at big conferences, national meetings, there may be 10 or 15, 20 max that go to these events. Dentists do not go to financial courses. Dentists don't read. I was in Dental Town for a long time and had monthly articles. Were they well read? I think pretty well, considering that dentists don't like to read about finance. They don't like to be told about finance. So what's the reason? I think the main reason is, and the consultants back this up, dentists would rather go to clinical courses, upgrade their skills, and be able to produce more rather than save more. That's a lot easier. Again, go to courses, find out about new ways to provide better services for their patients. That will provide more income. Of course, there's more materials and equipment to buy, and sometimes personnel. So do they really save more money doing that? Oftentimes, no. But that's a whole lot easier than going to your family and saying to your spouse, you know what? We really can't afford to have that kitchen redone. Probably not for several years. Or the kids can't go to private camps this summer. That's not really going to work out for us. We can't buy that new car. Elite colleges, maybe a state college would be better. These conversations with your family are much more difficult than going to a course, rah, 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 let's buy this, let's get involved with this. That's all more positive, that I'm going to learn more and do more rather than I have to cut back. So that's been a real challenge for all of us financial people with doctors for years. Next, dentists do not tend to change financial advisors, no matter how bad they are. It's almost impossible for me to get somebody to change advisors. Why? Because they're personal friends. They may not be providing the best advice for you, but it's hard to dismiss a friend. Well, those that do find out that they really aren't friends after all. In the industry, we have two different sets of advisors, basically, fiduciary and non-fiduciary. Non-fiduciary tend to be the stockbrokers and always the insurance agents. That means that they do not have to provide the best possible advice for you and sell you the best possible products. They have to provide suitable products for you. What's suitable mean? The best possible definition is you can afford it. Whereas fiduciaries, which equals registered investment advisors, which are normally certified financial planners, sometimes CPAs and such, and some brokers act as fiduciaries. They have to legally provide you the best possible products and financial advice for you. That's a huge distinction. But getting people to change is really tough. Here's an example. A friend of mine that I worked with for years, or was around for years, where I had my practice, he and I kept track of how much we were saving each year, what our practices were producing, what they were like, how many new patients. We had all the stats. We looked at it occasionally. Everything was fairly similar for us. In fact, we put away around the same amount of money per year into savings. It was about 20%. Our families were similar. Everything was similar. But after working 25 years in dentistry, I had far more money than the other doctor, even though we were investing in similar type products. What was the difference? I was working with Vanguard, primarily on my own, but I do have an advisor that I talk to occasionally, and he was working with a regular stockbroker. What's the difference? The difference is in the fees and commissions that are charged. Working with a fiduciary, everything is out in the open, and normally the fees are quite a bit less, to the tune of maybe 2%. 2% difference for similar products, similar growth over a period of time, but those fees eat away at what your final savings will be. So after 25 years, this other doctor had a little bit more than half of what I had saved. Isn't that a shame? Next, dentists tend to work too many hours per week clinically. Blatchford and others have shown us that dentists who work 3 days a week and take 6 weeks off a year tend to outproduce and have much higher incomes than dentists that work 4 or 5 days a week. 5 days, I think, is almost criminal. What we're doing is so fine-tuned, requires so much concentration, that I think docs that work 5 days a week are constantly tired and may make wrong decisions. This is just me saying this, but 4 days seems to work well for docs, and if you can get it down to 3 days and be very efficient, that works even better. And finally, for this video, the most important thing financially that you can do in your life is talk to your spouse about money. That beats everything else. Savings level, where your investments are, etc. Talking to your spouse is the most important thing. I'm not even talking budgeting here. Just going over things. Hey honey, should we buy the new car? I don't know. We haven't been saving quite as much. Maybe we should, maybe we shouldn't. Or I really think I deserve a vacation. I've been working very hard this year. We're doing better. Yes, we do that. Talk to your spouse. If you're single, talk to a friend. But in any case, make sure you communicate with the most important person in your life. Thanks for watching.